This playthrough is rated T for teen. Chapter 5, December 22nd, 1980. As the mystery continues to grow, we need to find out, are we the salesman we think we are? Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of The Last Window, The Secret of Cape West. In the last episode, we finished Chapter 4, got to the 4th floor, and found out some interesting clues, and found out that one of our fellow tenants is a LAPD cop. The mystery is getting deeper. Huh? It's the phone. I reach out from my bed and grab the receiver. Hello, Avon calling. Hello. ... Come on, Rachel. Can't you leave it for another 30 minutes or so? If you really want to hear my voice, call me back later. What the hell are you doing still in bed this time? What? Hyde, it's me. Ed? So you're still sleeping, huh? Yeah, well, I was. I see. Guess this won't interest you enough to get your lazy ass out of bed anyway. Hang on. I thought I'd extend the hand of friendship and give you another chance. Maybe I'll have to reconsider, seeing as you can't even be bothered to get out of bed. Have a nice life, Hyde. Ed, wait. Yeah? You're right. Someone who sleeps until 10 on a Monday shouldn't be given a second chance. Go on. It's just that I've been getting lazy recently and need to regain my focus. I know I've got to get my act together and what? Talk to me, Ed. What do you want to say? I want to work for you again. So just tell me what I have to do. Sell stuff, Hyde. It ain't that hard, you know. You can start with your current inventory. Try selling some of the local residents. You seriously think the people here are gonna buy this stuff? Of course they will. It's extremely hard to sell stuff to the people around you. That's why I think it's only fitting for you to try. Guess it helps if you're on good terms. If you manage to defy all the odds and sell some of the stuff to your neighbors, I'll give you that second chance we discussed. I'll leave it to you which stuff you try and sell. You've got plenty to choose from. Make successful sales to 2 of your neighbors, then give me a call. Will do. That's all I wanted to say. Hang on, Ed. I just want to ask you about that order sheet. I already told you can't accept orders that don't go through me first. Forget about it and focus on making those sales. Rachel? Hi there, sweetie. Now that's the kind of voice I'd like to be woken up to. Easy there, Kyle. Anyway, do you really think you could sell some of your goods to the people in your building? I'll give it a try. Gotta face facts, though. With everyone getting ready to leave this place, chances are they're trying to deal with too many of their own problems to want to buy household goods from me. You're still in with a chance, though. Really, you think? Yes, there's always a chance you'll get lucky. Stay up all night to get lucky. All you've got to do is find out what the customer wants. If you know what you've got they're looking for, selling it to them should be no problem. Maybe you're right. Like I said, I'll give it a try. I'll be keeping my fingers crossed for you. I'm keen to see how you do in this. Great. Hey Kyle, have you found a new place to live yet? Still looking. If I can't find a place in time, maybe... Absolutely not. The space in my room's already spoken for. It is? Yeah, Amelia's coming home. Is she now? That sounds good. She's coming back from art college for the winter break. Yeah, Mila's the girl from the first game, so... Mila Evans. I met her for the first time about a year back. It was when I found myself holed up in a joint called Hotel Dusk. She was in bad shape and had lost part of her memory. She got mixed up in something when she was young and had no memory of it. Spent 10 years laying in a hospital bed in deep sleep. Now she's all alone with no relatives to look after her. How's she dealing with life at college? Well, I can't say it's all going super smoothly, but she's not slacking off. Well, she's going to art college, so basically it's a worthless degree. She seems to keep a lot to herself, though. She said she'd rather not bother us with it. Kyle, I think she's coming out so she can see you again. She gives the impression she's got things to say, but only wants to share them with you. I'll let you know when she gets here. Got it. Thanks, Rachel. There's something else I want to ask you. What is it? I need you to check up on the word condor and see if it's connected to anything special. I mean, it's a bird, but whatever. Condor? I'll certainly look into it. I'll get you on the phone as soon as anything turns up. That's what I was hoping you'd say. I better go. Good luck with the sales, Kyle. Great, we have to do salesman job, huh? I turned the tap on. It splashed my face with cool and refreshing water that comes out. Choosing what to wear doesn't take me too long. Well, you only have one suit, really, when you think about it. Now to figure out a way to entice the other tenants to buy some of my stuff. Might be a good idea to find out exactly what I've got with me. So yeah, the way this works is basically we have to take what's in the box and sell it. We have 4 people we can possibly sell it to on all this stuff. Tony is one of them. Charles, the director guy. Mary is also a target, and Betty is as well. There's a cardboard box under the table with the Red Crown logo on it. It's full of crap I'm supposed to sell. Betty is only available if you don't sell stuff to everyone else at all, but we have to actually look through this stuff. Super strength adhesive. It's quick drying and made to work on plastics and glass. But you have to click on this twice, or I've already gone through all this in a previous episode. So we got bleach, wax, super adhesive, security lock, doorknob set with a lock, snow globe, well, at this time anyway, solar calculator, surface cleaner, concentrated detergent, tube of glue, a pen that writes in invisible ink, and then a little pocket camera. Okay. Looks like there might be some saleable items in here after all. Might as well take them well with me. I empty the entire contents of the box and take them with me. Huh? Wouldn't you know, it's the phone again. I'm so popular these days. Oh, right, I can answer it from here. My phone's ringing. Thanks, Donnie. Hello, Kyle? Huh? So that's where you are. I just called Red Crown, but you weren't there. They told me you were taking a short vacation. Yeah. You seem to be taking a lot of time off, Kyle. Is everything okay? You haven't got yourself into some kind of trouble at work, have you? Of course not. Everything's fine. Good, then I can stop worrying. But why are you calling work call anyway? I need to speak to Ed about something. What was it? I got a call from LAPD this morning. They decided to reopen the case surrounding your father. Reopen it? Looks like they're gonna start early next year. I wanted to let Ed know. When he was on the original case 25 years ago, they officially ceased investigating. He was the only one who took the time to see me in person and break the news. Why would the LAPD show such a sudden interest in reopening the case, though? I wasn't sure, but Ed said something about a possible reason. He thinks it's all down to the mayoral candidate, Hugh Speck. Hugh Speck? He used to work on the force and he made it his mission to wage war on organized crime. Yeah, I saw part of his speech on TV. He was saying lots of stuff like that. Still, reopening a case that closed 25 years ago can't be easy. You're right, bet there's a hell of a lot of red tape. Don't get your hopes up too high, though, Mom. I guess there's no guarantee they'll get to the bottom of this in time, either. I understand that, but who knows? Maybe they'll simply overlooked something before. I thought about it long and hard. Why did he have to die like that? Who'd want to kill him? I never found out the truth behind his death. I wonder whether knowing the truth would have helped me overcome the grief or not. Maybe if I had known, I wouldn't be forced to live the life I do now. Mom, do you really want to know the truth behind what happened to your father? I do now. Even if it reveals things I didn't want to know about him. I need to know the truth behind what happened. Chris Hyde was my dad, and I feel it's my duty to find out the reason for his death. I understand how you must feel, Kyle. The LAPD have promised to let me know if there are any developments in the case. Well, that's good to know. So they're reopening the case about my old man. The chat with my mom brought back what Rex said the other day. I somehow know that if I can locate the Scarlet Star that went missing 25 years ago, it might bring me closer to finding out about how my dad died. Okay, I think it's time to try and complete Ed's little assignment. Guess a guy like me is only suited to working for a place like Red Ground. Alright, so basically it's, if you sell it to Tony, you need to sell him the wax for his guitar, is pretty much the gist of it. For Charles, you have to sell him the glue. And then for Mary, you have to sell her the doorknob, like the security setup for her door. And then for Betty, you need to sell her some detergent. First thing to do is to find out what kind of these things people want. The second floor seems like a good starting point. Now, I don't remember if it's a bad ending, but if you end up not selling to anyone, then I think it's a game over if I remember. But I've never had to worry about that. So let's go sell to one of the obvious guys, Tony. Well, if it isn't Hyde. How you doing after our chat yesterday? Not great. I couldn't sleep very well after what you said. In fact, I ended up cracking open a bottle of bourbon I've been holding on to. Good way to start. Got a nasty hangover, huh? Yeah, you could say that. I got through the entire thing. Did some hardcore thinking. Turns out I managed to solve a few issues I've been having, though. Yeah, like what? Well, for one, I realized music's my reason for living. Good to hear. Did you come over just to see how I was doing? Well, that's one of the reasons. What else did you want then? Yeah, you want to buy something? No. Is anything bothering you? Bothering me? You know, like you've run out of something and you need some more. Run out of something? I can't think of anything I need to go out and buy. Looks like I'm losing this one. I just remembered. Remembered what? There was something I was thinking about buying. What was it? It's something I could use on a guitar. Aha. Tony, guess the guitar is pretty valuable, huh? A guitar is an invaluable piece of equipment to a person in the music business. Musicians may make a lot of sacrifices when they're short on cash, but they'll always be willing to buy something if it's for their guitar. You got that right. Glad to know we see eye to eye for once, Hyde. We do? I'm looking for something to put the shine back in the old guitar. There's an audience audition coming up, and I've got to get it shining before that. Then, my guitar's in a pretty bad state. Really filthy, you know? The stuff I was using before just ran out right before this audition came up. Put me in a real fix. The problem is these things cost money, and the kind of stuff I'm after is expensive. Be good if there'd be something cheaper available. There is, Tony. Really, you've got something like that? Why, yes, I do. We got the wax here. Adds a glorious luster to anything it touches, even stone. Not sure I really believe that part. Here. I hand Tony the wax. It's wax. It's brand new product that's guaranteed to put the shine back on anything. Just apply some of this and it'll be gleaming in no time. So it'll work on my guitar too? Absolutely. Bet this stuff doesn't come cheap though, right? I thought you'd say that. The thing is, the stuff is very cheap. How cheap? Only $3. $3? It's a deal. Thanks. Here's your cash. Nice doing business with you. I received $3 from Tony. Be seeing ya. Now, there is another item you can sell Tony that doesn't work with the two that Ed requires. It's the snow globe. That one's the weird optional item. You can sell it to Tony. I think you can sell it to everyone. Tony will buy it, and Betty will buy it for sure. But yeah, I believe all of them can sell it. But it's not required for the selling of items for Ed. Tony goes back to his room. Not too shabby. Glad Tony decided to take one of my items off my hands. Now I've just got to make a sale to one more person, and I'll prove my commitment to Ed. If we don't sell our items, and if we go to the lobby, we'll run into Betty. I almost thought about going to Charles, just because Charles has had little to no screen time. He will eventually, but yeah, if we don't sell anything or don't sell the two items, because we could have sold them by now. But, someone's coming from the basement. That's put me in a real fix. Everything okay, Betty? Oh, good morning, Mr. Hyde. Everything's not okay. So, yeah, why the long face? We just asked her like Mr. Ed or something like that. So, but it doesn't matter. So, why the long face? Oh, is it that obvious? I'm not having a good day. Hey, Betty, don't worry about Mr. Hyde. Betty hurries away after uttering those words. What's up with her? So we had to figure out why she's acting like that, so we actually had to go to the laundry for her. Obviously, if we don't mess with Betty or anything, this stuff won't be there at the time, so. It's a communal washing machine. The door is slightly open. There's a dress inside this washing machine. By the looks of it, it's soaked. Looking closer, the dress seems to have some stains on it. Looks like something missed their mouth while drinking. Left some serious stains. So yeah, we have to examine the machine. So now that we've examined that, we can now go talk to Betty about her issue. She basically, back in the day, if you didn't use the right combination of cleaners and stuff like that, you could stain your the colors in your clothes, either bleed them into other clothes or thin them out completely. Nowadays, a lot of cleaners prevent a lot of that stuff, but back in the day, it wasn't. You had to be very particular about your cleaning. I mean, you still do kind of have to, but if you don't care about your clothes as much, most detergents will work just fine. Betty, you got time for a quick chat? Mr. Hyde? What brings you here? Who left the dress in the laundry? I found a dress in the laundry. Does it belong to you? It does, but why are you asking? Mr. Hyde, you haven't been going through my washing, have you? I plead the fifth. No, we did it, yeah. I have to confess I have. Going through is a bit strong, but yeah, I have. What? I thought you were acting a little strange when we met in the lobby earlier. I was wondering what made you act like that. So I headed to the laundry and saw the dress. Okay. About the dress. I know what you're gonna say and it's terrible. What am I gonna do? Slow down, Betty. Tell me what happened. I borrowed the dress from a friend and accidentally spilled wine on it. Of course, I took it straight to the laundry to wash, but I couldn't get the stains out. I had to take extra care so the patterns didn't fade during the wash. But if I can't get the thing clean, I'm gonna have to pay for a new one. What am I gonna do? I'm in so much trouble if she finds out. Betty, you better get your purse ready. No, I might be able to. Yeah, it's like, you're gonna have to cough up some dough. No, I might be able to help you out. Really? How? So we need to give her the concentrated detergent. So, oh yeah, I guess I could go over the other stuff really quick. So, got powerful bleach. Do not give that to her. Works wonders on yellow and black marks, but shouldn't be used on colors or patterns. Give her the cleaner. Has little grains on it, so it's probably not a good idea to use on delicate surfaces. Glue. Works great on paper and wood, but takes a day to set. Pocket camera. The latest model, portable and easy to use. This is the kind of thing that get a man into photography. Snow globe. These are usually Christmas gifts, so unless I unload this one now, it'll be burning holes in my box for all year. Solar calculator. The batteries charge up using state-of-the-art solar cells. You can tell it was made for Californians. Security lock. Doubles up the security on your basic door. Not too hard to install either. Sales earnings. Cash I got from selling Red Crown goods in the building. Earned $3 so far. Man, we want to give her the concentrated detergent. Claims to make any stain, no matter how bad, disappear completely. Here, take a look at this. I hand Betty some concentrated detergent. I don't think I've used this type before. It's one of the items I'm selling. It'll get any type of stain out without damaging the original colors. Sounds good. Do you think it'll remove the stains from the dress too? Yeah, no problem at all. How much are you selling it for? For you, $3. I'll give it a shot. You know it makes sense. Here's the money. Thanks. I received $3 from Betty. Thanks, Mr. Hyde. I'll give this a try. Betty walks away. Glad Betty agreed to buy something from me. Things are looking up. That's that. I've sold 2 items to people living here in the building. Maybe Ed'll now cut me some slack. No time to waste. I'll get him on the phone right away. But I said anyone could also sell the... Let's see if it'll let me still sell the snow globe after selling that stuff, because it's not required. So, you don't really need to sell it either. You don't. It's not like you get... I mean, you get the dialogue for selling it, but you don't really get, like... it's not required, or you get crazy unique dialogue or anything like that, so... Alright, so... What is it, Mr. Hyde? I've got some things I'd really like to show you. Like? Well, as you know, it's going to be Christmas soon. I thought you might be interested in some of the items I've got. Yeah, I'll show her the snow globe. Here. I passed Betty the snow globe. Oh, a snow globe. That's right. You know, when I look at this, it reminds me of somebody. Somebody I used to feel very dearly about. My first love, actually. The reason being that this is very similar to the first present I gave him. It was a snow globe, too. He was a real handsome guy. Shame he ended up cheating on me. Who'd cheat on you, Betty? Your first love, huh? Yeah, I know. It's a corny story and all. Sounds like you have some good memories, though. Yeah, I do. Say, Mr. Hyde, how much are you asking for this? I'd say around $3. Oh, I can't resist. I'll take it. Glad it's gonna go to good home. I received $3 from Betty. Thank you, Mr. Hyde. I'll see you later. Did we just stare at each other for 5 seconds? But anyway, yeah, you only have to do the 2, so... And if you go to other people for the other items, it won't let you sell it to them because the storyline doesn't need you to do that, so... So we could skip going to Mary and Charles, so... I mean, if everyone really wants me to show off their dialogue, I can do that. It's not a big deal, though, but anyway, let's go call Ed, tell him the good news. Time to get my job back. Red Crown, how may I help you? It's me. Is Ed around? Yes, I'll just grab him. What do you want, Hyde? I just wanted to let you know I passed your little test. I sold some of my items to the people living here. You did you? Faster than I expected you to. I worked out what they needed and offered some suitable items for my stock. Clever! So you finally realized what it takes to sell things, huh? Well, congratulations, you're no longer fired. Now get your ass over to the office pronto. Hang on, Ed, there's a favor I need to ask you. I'm fresh out of favors, Hyde. Don't push it. Let me stay here and work instead of coming back to the office. And naturally, you must have a good reason for that. You'd have found out sooner or later. I took the order from that mysterious client, so I want to stay here until I get to the bottom of it. So you know who the client is now, I suppose? Nope, I haven't figured that part out yet. But I've been promised some more information about that in the reward soon. Just tell me why, Hyde. Why are you so hell-bent on completing this order? I mean, the thing went missing 25 years ago. What makes you think you can find it now? I'm not sure, but the order must have come straight to me for a reason. The person who sent it to me must believe that I can get to the bottom of it. You probably heard from my mom by now, but the case of Dad's murder will be reopened. I've been thinking about it, and here's what I believe. Something tells me that if I can locate the item on the order sheet, I can find out more about his death. You mean you think this is all connected? Come on, you're reaching a bit, aren't you? Just call it a gut feeling. Gut feeling, eh? That's the Hyde I know, alright. Okay, you won me over. I'll let you deal with this order despite my better judgment. The only condition is you come up with the goods without fail. From today onwards, that crummy apartment you call home is your office. Roger that, Ed. Aside from the stuff you already got Rachel looking into, is there anything else you'd find useful for your investigations? You ever heard of a guy named Frank Raver? He's older than you, used to be an LAPD cop. Frank Raver? That name rings a bell, but I can't put a face to him. Why are you interested in him? He lives in this building. He's been looking into the events that happened 13 years ago. Seems he's keen on solving the case that never got solved. The victim's name was Kathy McGrath. She was the wife of the hotel's owner. Okay, I'll see if I can call in a couple favors and dig up some dirt on the guy. I owe you, Ed. Things are looking up. Seems I can focus my efforts on that order now. Before I do anything, though, I'd better put all these things back in my box so they won't clutter my inventory. 1 p.m. I think it's time I tried to find out a bit more about this building. When I think about who's likely to know the most about the history of this place, the one who springs to mind is Sydney, the cafe owner. It reminds me I haven't eaten anything since this morning. Maybe I'll head down there and grab a bite to eat. Alright, time to head to the cafe and see Sydney about his situation there. Gotta get the old man's ear, get him talking, you see? Get me the scoop on things. That's a 1980s way of speaking, right? Oh wait, no. That's more of a 1950s way of talking. Yeah, sometimes I forget it's the 80s. Actually, I think I'm not... Let's see, this is 1980, right? I'm not even born yet. I'm almost born, but not quite. Looks like the place is empty.
Hi there, come on in. Welcome to Lucky's Cafe.
Hi, Claire. What's today's coffee?
It's straight Mendeling. It's from Indonesia and has a distinctive aroma and a strong taste to match.
Sounds good. I'll take one of those and a large plate of pasta carbonara.
Let me guess, you want that with mushrooms and coarsely ground pepper?
Perfect.
You got it, Miss Hyde. Feel free to take your usual seat, too.
Thanks. It's been quite a while since I had lunch here on a Monday. There you go.
Today's coffee.
I forgot it was her that... So for some reason I thought it was Sydney that did that.
And a plate of carbonara.
Actually, it looks good.
The pasta's fettuccine.
Actually, fettuccine is probably my favorite pasta type. Next to bow ties. I forgot what the bow tie... Ferrotelli or whatever.
And the bacon is hand-smoked by Dad.
Ooh, hand-smoked bacon. Yum. It looks and smells wonderful.
Sure does. Enjoy.
Oh, she's so cute. Claire leaves the table and heads off elsewhere. I just like her design. There's a freshly made cup of coffee and a piping hot plate of carbonara on the table. Man, I can't get enough of this smell. I wish I could. I have a deviated septum, so I can't smell very well. So I have to go by taste on everything I eat. Taste and texture. I'm a really big man about texture. Like, I hate strange textures. Hey there, Mr. Hyde. Huh? Oh, hi, Sydney. Oh, you enjoyed today's coffee. The initial taste pretty mild, but it certainly has some depth to it. Doesn't it just? It's not everyone who can discern the taste of Mendeling. I like the full body texture, too. What's it with the Japanese that's going over the top when it comes to, like, coffee and, like, food? You really know your coffee, Mr. Hyde. Plus, this carbonara is something else. Glad you mentioned it. It's one of my own creations. Is that pride I'm sensing? You got it. This place prides itself on the food as well as the coffee, you know. Friendly staff, too, and the best services you'll find anywhere around these parts. It's got everything. Be that as it may, I still can't believe we have to close this place at the end of the month. Sydney. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come out quite that loudly. Have you found a new place to set the cafe up in yet? No, not yet, unfortunately. To be honest, just thinking about it gives me a headache. After 12 years of slugging it here, I kind of hoped it'd never have to move. Can't say I'm looking forward to starting all over again. 12 years, that's quite a run. If you add that to the time I spent working at the old place, it's 18 years in total. You knew all about this place when it was a hotel, right? That's right. There's some stuff I'd like to know about then. Could you tell me what kind of hotel it was? Naturally, I can do better than that. I've got a picture if you'd like to see. Even better. Here it is in all its glory. That's how the place looked 13 years ago. You got the thing? I take the 1967 hotel photo from Sydney. Who knows, maybe a 13-year-old photo of the hotel would come in handy. Mind if I hang on to this for a while? Not at all, just bring it back when you're done. Sydney says his piece and moves away from the table. 5 p.m. December 22nd, that afternoon after lunch at the Lucky's Cafe, I decided to eat some fresh air and head into town. It's that time of year again. The streets are packed with people looking for presents. Before I even know it, I've taken myself into a back alley away from all the commotion. It's not long before I find myself going to an old movie theater nearby. This place is great. It only plays classic films. This time it's a Western. I already like this place already. Mean-looking guy with a heart of gold saves a village from bandits. Everyone loves him. The woman and the kid want him to stay, but he knows he's got to move on. Brilliant stuff. In a certain light, the profile of the star reminds me a little of my dad. I let out a sigh. So was it the Duke? Was he watching the Duke in the movie? By the way, by the time I leave the place, the sun's nearly set and night is creeping in. Remembering my dad has left me feeling a little heavy-hearted. I shamble back home. The building looks decrepit, like it knows its days are numbered. I look up. I notice a light in one of the windows on the 4th floor. Is someone up there? Yeah, convenient for us, huh? Huh? Somebody's coming down the stairs. Who's this guy? Who the hell's that?
Hello there.
Who are you?
What's the matter? Too good to even say hello? Not that I mind. I'm Will White from room 306.
A new guy. Will. So this is Will White. After giving the guy a good looking over, I seem to recall seeing him once before.
I must apologize. It's a shame you didn't remember my name. Especially since I know exactly who you are. You live in 202, Mr. Hyde, right?
That's right. Sorry I didn't recognize you just now.
It's no problem. Don't give it a second thought. I'm a salesman myself. I spent so much time away from here on business. It's no wonder most of the others in this building don't recognize me.
Seems like the do-gooder gentleman type. Exact polar opposite to the type of salesman I am.
I'd look forward to becoming a closer acquaintance with you, Mr. Hyde. But as you know, we both are about to leave this place. Looks like the most appropriate thing we can say would be along the lines of, it's a shame.
You got that right.
Excuse me if I'm a little forward, Mr. Hyde, but about leaving this place. Have you heard any further information from Miss Patrice? I'm especially interested in finding out what exactly why she decided to sell all of a sudden.
She just said that it's tough for one woman alone to run the place like this. Not to mention the recent bout of trouble that's been happening.
I see. I can fully appreciate how running this place alone could take it out of you. In fact, recently I've been disturbed by noises coming from the floors above at night. I wanted to ask her to take a look because I can't imagine what could be causing it. Please excuse me, I must be going.
Will ascends the stairs and disappears out of sight. Will White, a man who certainly likes the sound of his own voice. What he told me about the noise and the light I saw just now. Might be wise to go up and have a look. Yeah, let's see. Is it Frank again? Or is it Tony? Maybe Dylan? Well, let's find out, though. All these people are just like me, super curious with their own mysteries and everything. Huh? The fire door's open. Just lock him inside, just to be a dick. No, Huh? A new door's open. When is a door not a door? When it is ajar. The door is open. Ah, it is Dylan. Someone's here. Oh yeah, he does have the keys, or Patrice has the key. Miss Patrice has the keys for this place. So the man calls out without turning around. Is that you, Mr. Hyde? Dylan! I thought it'd be you. Looks like I need to add clairvoyance to the list of what handyman could do. I just figured that there's only one person around who would sneak in here like that. Guess I was right too. Yeah, you got me. You took a look around on the 4th yesterday, right, Mr. Hyde? Yeah, I did, a bit of snooping. I noticed the door for 404 was unlocked, so I went inside. You went to 404, huh? I wonder who the culprit is. Hey. Yeah, that's not me. The culprit for what? For causing a ruckus up here. Thanks to whoever it is, Mr. White from 306 complained about it to me. Oh yeah, he complained to me too. Because of that, Miss Patrice ordered me to find the cause of the noises. As if I don't already have enough to do. And sorry that you're doing all this stuff for free. You know, you could choose not to do it. What kind of complaint was made? Apparently, there was some sort of loud noise all of a sudden from this floor. Mr. White was woken up by it and decided to complain. That explains what he was telling me when we spoke a little earlier. I got the impression that it doesn't make much to get his panties in a bunch. He's the kind of guy who pays too much attention to even the tiniest things. Always ready to complain, to tell the truth. I don't really get on with him. So a male version of a Karen, huh? I could agree more, and I've only ever spoken to him properly once. That's comforting. I'm glad it's just not me being petty about something. Comforting? Yeah. You see, after we last chatted, I thought that you're a really interesting guy, and I wanted to continue our conversation from before. Don't act creepy now, Dylan. It's not just me either, Mr. Hyde. Mr. Raver from 302 also said that about having a chat with you. Oh yeah, I still got his tape. Whoops. Anyway. Why do you want to continue our conversation? After I found out that you used to be a detective, I really want to hear more about the kinds of things you did back in the force. I'm pretty sure you'd be bored by most of the stories I have to tell you. I really doubt that. I want to hear stories from real cases, evidence, clues, that sort of thing. Dylan, I'm serious. Sorry to disappoint you, but I really don't have anything exciting to share. Really? That's a shame. Well, it depends. Like, you're talking about Hollywood detectives or real life detectives? Yeah, most of it is pretty boring. Like, I mean, there might be some excitement with cracking a case or something like that, but for the most part, it's interrogating people, gathering clues, handing it over to prosecutors if they, have someone to convict and all that other fun stuff. But why does Frank want to talk with me? I would have thought it's because he knows you used to be a detective too. You and he must have a lot in common. So should I assume that you told him all about my past as well? Yeah, I told him, but only because he asked me. When did he do that? It was just this morning, actually. He asked me what kind of man you were. That's what I told him. I said you used to be a cop back in Manhattan. Then 4 years back, you shot your partner, quit the force, become a salesman. Should I have kept my mouth shut? Right, I better be going. Not sure how it happened, but it seems the noise came from a knocked over floor. Might as well leave this room together, Mr. Hyde. Or we might as well leave this room together, Mr. Hyde. Actually, I'd appreciate some time to have a quick look around. You want to look around in here? If possible, yeah. Sure, go ahead, as long as you don't damage anything. I'll lock the place up later. Be seeing you, Mr. Hyde. Thud. Bang. Huh? What the hell was that? Looked like a doorknob broke off or something like that, so. Well, let's see what else is in this room before we check the obvious. The corners of this table look like they've been banged into a wall a few too many times. This table has more scratches than one of my jazz records. A couple of chairs are stacked together next to the table. I guess they tried to neatly pile up the unused furniture, but they didn't try too hard. Yeah, I know all about that. There are some faded curtains hanging over by the window. I could just about see a back alley, but the main street is in view. I could possibly signal to someone on the street from up here. Huh. That was interestingly specific. Consider that for later. Check the bed now. Just touching the bed sends a cloud of dust into the air. Ugh. I'd searched the sofa for spare change, but I expected all I find is dust. The chest of drawers are too dusty to bother opening. There's a chest of drawers on each side. The curtains have been drawn completely closed and are blocking out the light. I could probably signal to someone on the street from up here. Why would you think that, Kyle, unless you're breaking the fourth wall or you read the script a bit too far? Nah, it's just supposed to be a clue for later, so... The bathtub's pretty moldy. I guess it used to actually be white all over. The taps can remain unturned for now. I'm not sure what all that black stuff is on the toilet, but I sure hope no human made it. Ugh. Oops. I guess nobody's coming up here to restock the toilet paper. But why? The dresser is in desperate need of some attention from a feather duster. These old-fashioned dressers must have been all the rage when this place was furnished. The stool's been left on the floor. I hope no one trips over it. There's a hole in the material. There's a hole in the bowl in the wall at the bottom of the seat. There's a big lamp lying broken on the floor. The doorknob's fallen onto the carpet. So this has come off. I pick up the doorknob. Now you're going to take a look at the doorknob, so... The doorknob that broke off in 405. Maybe I should try putting it back on. Then we got the hotel photo from earlier. Sydney loaned me this picture of the hotel Cape West as it was 13 years ago. Alright, now we got a good look at it. Sales earning. I got the cash from selling Red Crown goods in the building. Earned $9 so far. Frank's tape. Got this from Tony. It's got Frank's investigation notes recorded on it. Okay, I think that's it on all that, so, okay. If you check the door, basically it goes, hey, the knob fell off, where'd it go? You know, that type of thing, so. Yeah, see how the knob's not there? The doorknob's come off. This can't be good. But, yeah. Oops, not combined. I didn't mean to do that. Use. That should do it. Alright, so we know we need to get this back on the doorway, so. Let's see, where's the... Hold on, let me go back really quick before I do that. So, okay, anyway, before I do that, let me look at this first. So this is the light switch. Ugh! There goes the lights. So yeah, you can mess with the lights here. And back on you go. Huh. Maybe I have to flick them on and off. Huh? Ah, flickering. Is something going on up there? Huh? Yeah, you can call Dylan up here. Oh, it's you, Mr. Hyde. Dylan? I saw the light flashing on the 4th floor and thought I'd come investigate. When you closed the door just now, the force must have loosened the doorknob. It fell off and I couldn't open the door. Is that so? I'm sorry about that, Mr. Hyde. I'm just lucky you saw my signal and came to get me out. The entire 4th floor is in pretty bad shape. This kind of thing happens quite a lot. I'll repair it later on. I see. You'll be needing this then. Yeah, instead of us having to fix it, we could just have Dylan fix it instead. So that's the easy way to do this. The hard way is to actually do it yourself. But yeah, basically you examine it and you have to insert the... You have to basically put the doorknob in and you have to adjust it and move it around till you get inside. That's the more annoying part of the puzzle. So that just depends on how much effort you want to go into this. So, but I like the fact of just having Dylan fix it instead. So that's why Kyle comments about asking about the lights and noticing someone. So thanks, I'll look after that. Okay, let's get out of here, if you say so. Dylan and I leave room 405. I'm going to lock the door. Go ahead. Right, I'm going back to my room now. Yeah, just don't mess with it, so. Alright, let's go back downstairs. It's my pager. Better head back to my room. I mean, yeah, we could have solved the puzzle ourselves, but like, you know, why do that when I can have someone else do it for me and save me some time? Huh? Yeah, there's someone standing in the hallway. I wonder who that is. They're not even trying to hide it. Hey, Hyde! Hi, Tony. How's that wax you bought? It's perfect. Just tried a little out earlier. My guitar was shiny in no time. That's good to hear. Certainly is. But more importantly than that. Alright, what's up with that? Hey, Tony. Yeah, what's with all the smiles? What does it smile like you like? The answer's no. Hey, Tony, what's with all the smiles? Hyde. You really are a sly one, man. You're not making any sense. What do you mean? Come on, there's no need to be modest about it. I saw it, man. What'd you see? I went to see you in your room, but instead caught a peek at some hot chick. Hot chick? Wait, Kyle doesn't know any hot chicks. Lies. What'd she look like? Well, she had long blonde hair. Anything else? Yeah, she was smoking. I mean, she was petite and slender. She wasn't thick? I don't know about that. Got any ideas? I've got plenty of ideas, but... Remember then, have you? When did you see her? I don't know, about 30 minutes ago. She was just hanging around outside your room. Did you speak to her? Well, I wanted to. But as soon as I opened my mouth, she ran off. Sorry, but I've got to split. There's somewhere I need to be. Tony says his piece and leaves. I wonder who that was. Well, let's check and see. What the? Huh? There's a note at my door. Da. I removed the note that's been jammed into the door. It reads, "Missed you. I'll drop in another time, Mila." Mila came all the way out here? So it was Mila. Well, they said she wanted to meet, or they were assuming she wanted to talk to me, so. Anyway, let's call the phone, so. And see what Rachel or Ed want. Time to give Rachel a call. The light's lit on my answer phone. Well, listen to the message, I guess, first, so. I hear a man's voice on the tape. Sounds somehow familiar somehow. You must deliver the Scarlet Star to whoever responsible for Kathy McGrath's death. I know that voice. For information on the reward, check under the table B in Lucky's Cafe at 7 p.m. today. ... Deliver the Scarlet Star to whoever is responsible for Kathy's death. Regarding the reward, be in Lucky's Cafe at 7 and look beneath table B. What the hell is this? Some kind of sort of joke? It's my pager again. Yeah, hold your horses, Rachel. Red Crown, how may I help you? It's me. Ed's been wanting to talk to you. I'll pass you over. Rachel, before you pass me over, I need to ask you about something. What is it? I just heard that Mila came to my room while I was out. She left me a note saying she'd try again later. Really? She was there? She must have gone straight to your place after arriving in L.A. I'm supposed to be meeting her shortly. That's good. Could you let her know I've got the note? Sure thing, sweetie. Okay, I'm passing you over to Ed now. I've got some info for you, Hyde. It's about the reopening of your father's case. I managed to get some time with my friend at the mayor's, and we had a chat. Did they say why they chose? Why did they say why they chose now of all times to reopen the case? The LAPD are eager to put the decisiveness of candidates Hugh Speck to the test, and they begin a huge crackdown on a certain organized crime syndicate. As a grand opening to this campaign, they decided that one of the most infamous unsolved cases in recent history would be apt. As it turns out, one of the most prominent ones is the list happened to be your dad's. Ed, are you trying to tell me that the organized crime syndicate they're after is... You gotta hide, it's Nile. They had their eyes set on that group since the events at Hotel Dusk a year ago. This is crazy. They seriously think my dad's death is connected in some way to Nile? Trust me, I was shocked too when I heard it. When I found your dad's body in the parking lot 25 years ago, we discovered that he'd been killed elsewhere roughly 2 days before then moved. There was no witnesses and no obvious signs leading to the murderer. We were stuck. We searched the suitcase and found out the scene and officially identified him. It was Chris Hyde. My superiors at the time was keen to put this case to rest and told me to tie things up. That's what he said to me. Or this is what he said to me. He said that a small-time case like this wasn't worth the time and effort. I can't believe that may have had some sort of connection to Nile. In fact, that connection has only just become apparent to me. Was your superior Hugh Speck? Yeah, that was him. I've got some interesting information on my own, Ed. I found out who the recipient for the lost item on that order sheet is. Yeah, who's the lucky guy? According to the client, I'm supposed to hand it over to whoever was responsible for the murder that happened here 13 years ago. Kathy McGrath's murder. They want you to deliver the item to the murderer in an unsolved case? That's what it sounds like. Now it's starting to make sense. The client, whoever they are, just wants that just an item. They want you to investigate the events in that building's past too. So it seems. There's something that doesn't sit straight with me about all this, Hyde. I know what you mean. I'm still looking at a Frank Raver. I'll call you when I have something. Got it. Well then, looks like we've got ourselves a bit of interesting information there, so. Alright, let's leave again. My buzzer suddenly sounds. Who's that? They never tell us, man. Oh, alright, I can open the door from here, so. Alright, who we got? No, it's Frank. Great. You were the last person I was expected to see. What do you want? I just wanted you to return my tape. Tony informed me that it's in your possession. Hand it over. He's got a point. I did get it from Tony yesterday. Sure. Well, luckily we already looked over the information on that tape, so we've got nothing to worry about at this point, so we'll give it to you, Frank. Give it to you real good. So let's hand it over to him. Yeah, give you the tape, Mr. Frank. I hand Frank's tape back to him. Yes, that's my tape, all right. Perhaps you'd care to tell me how my tape entered your possession, Mr. Hyde? I'd be very glad to know. What did Tony tell you? He told me to ask you. Now please enlighten me. Why did you have my tape? I don't feel like answering. No, I found it. Where exactly? In the laundry. Was it together with my tape recorder? No, I came across the tape after I returned your tape recorder to you. That's your story, is it? What makes you think I'd have any reason to lie to you about something like that? Think about it. What would I have to gain? ... Mr. Hyde, when Tony summoned me to the 4th floor yesterday, he said he had some business. Except when I arrived at the designated spot, it wasn't Tony I met, but you. Tony decided not to make an appearance. Then today he came to my room and asked me to forget all about the day before. He also told me that you had my tape and then left. I can't claim to understand what that man is thinking, Mr. Hyde. Well, you get no answers from me. I can barely work him out either. If you really want to try and find out, you're going to have to ask him. Not much we can agree on. Anyway, I think we've concluded our business. Hold on, Mr. Raver. I have something I want to ask you. Do you now? You're not going to be happy about this, but I listened to your tape. You did what? Yeah, I listened, and what I heard surprised me. It seems you're still trying to solve the murder that happened here 13 years ago. I'd like to know why you're so interested in that case, Mr. Raver. You're You really want to know? Well, tough. It has nothing to do with you. Maybe not, but I'm still curious. There's more to this case than I originally thought. More you say? It seems you haven't been able to rid yourself of your acute detective senses. Normal people would just accept that it has nothing to do with them and move on. But a detective views things differently, and once he gets a scent, he has to act. I saw the change in your eyes when you heard. This sense is more a curse than a blessing. It's as you say, Mr. Raver. I'm forced to ask these questions. I understand. Nevertheless, I'll tell you straight. Stop pursuing me in my investigations, and cease trying to go after those connected to this crime. Is that a threat, Mr. Frank? Who is connected to this crime? It seems you're not taking my advice, Mr. Hyde. Spit it out. Take a look at this photograph. It's a picture of a funeral. Yes, the funeral of one of the people who found Kathy McGrath's body. I received the funeral photo. If you look really carefully, there's someone in the picture I'm sure you'll recognize. Mr. Hyde, I'm forced to stop you interfering any further. Therefore, I'd appreciate if you could avoid hindering me. Do not obstruct my investigations any further, and stay away from the people you see in this picture. Okay, I'll take a long, hard look at the picture. Just one more thing I need to ask you, Mr. Raver. And that is, what can you tell me about Condor? You mean to say you don't know what Condor is? I wouldn't be asking if I did. I shall repeat what I just said. Leave my investigations alone. That is all I have to say. Frank leaves the room. Well, I mean, you tell someone they shouldn't look into something, and like, well, I'm gonna look into it, you know. But funeral photo, got this from Frank. He told me to keep away from the people in the photo. What am I supposed to be looking for? We're basically just tapping everyone to see what pops up. So there's Mary. So we got Mary there, which is probably for our brother. There's that's probably her Peter right there. So there's Frank, I assume. There's a little kid and a child there. Then we got that strange man off in the distance there. Hold on. Rex? Dun dun dun. What's Rex doing in this photo? Or the photo? Mary Reve is in the picture. And not just her, Rex Foster is there too. What possible connection could the two of them have had 13 years ago? 7 p.m. I slump myself into my ancient sofa and drift off into my thoughts. An unsolved case? What do I hope to reveal by looking into such an old case? 7 o'clock already? I better make a move. Wouldn't want to miss my chance for some more info. Yeah, we had to go to the cafe because of the whole finding it under the table and all that stuff, so. Huh? The door from room 203 is open. I can hear somebody's voice from inside. I know that voice. That dress looked good on you. I had a great time yesterday. After the voice stops, somebody leaves the room. Ha 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 ha. I'll see you soon. I'll wait at the same shop as before. Oh, is that the boyfriend she was talking about? Rex, huh? Hey, Betty. Yeah, she said she had a hot date with someone, so. Hey, Betty. Hello, Mr. Hyde. Have you used that detergent you bought yet? I did. It got rid of all the stains. Didn't damage the pattern at all. That's good to hear. I'll see you later, Mr. Hyde. Just a moment. What is it? I'm a little curious about that guy who left your room just now. Oh, you saw it, did you? Yeah. His name is Rex. Yeah, what's your connection to that guy? What's your connection with him, Betty? Connection? Are you and he an item or something? Mr. Hyde, I don't want to be rude, but you're beginning to sound like my dad. Her dad? But anyway, Rex is a regular customer at my shop. We've been out for dinner more than times I can remember, and sometimes go drinking too. And recently we decided to make a go of it and become a couple. Don't take this the wrong way, but do you know the kind of guy he is, Betty? He's not exactly the... Are you gonna tell me he's dangerous? Actually, I was. You don't have to worry about me, Mr. Hyde. I know how to choose my men. Didn't your last relationship go bad because he cheated on you or something like that? Rex has a strong personality and isn't afraid to spend his cash and knows how to treat a lady. He may be a bit rough around the edges, but he's lonely and a sucker for the soft touch. Trust me, Mr. Hyde, I know what I'm getting myself into. I could wrap it around my little finger, but there's no way you could do the same. That's usually what a lot of women say, and then they end up getting manipulated, so that's comforting. What's that mean? Lonely and a sucker for the soft touch, eh? Doesn't that describe you, Betty? Ooh. I'm going back to my room. Ouch. Betty finishes talking and does just that. What's that rat up to this time? Huh. Anyway. Yeah, it's kind of funny how people said, yeah, I've got them right where I want them, and then usually it's the other way around. Not all the time, but a lot of times. Then again, I'm not an expert at relationships. I've just seen it more times than I can count. Yeah, they say they're busy, but there's like no one in here half the time. It's because they don't want to animate generic people in the place. Time for me to check out Table B. You can actually just go to Table B, or you can talk to Claire and ask her where it is. I mean, we know where it is because all the tables are labeled. Hey, Claire, which one is Table B?
It's the one that's second closest to the kitchen.
I just talked to her just because it's talking to Claire, so. The way you can tell is you look at the table's showing its age, but it's scrubbed to perfection. And there's the item there. There's something stuck under the table. What could this be? Looks like some sort of letter. I've got something for you, McFly. A letter! I take the reward letter from underneath the table. Must have been written on an old-fashioned typewriter. It reads, "The reward for finding the item is the truth of 25 years ago. You'll find part of the truth included here." The truth of 25 years ago. There's something else here. It looks like an extract from an old newspaper. The extract is from 1955 and reads, "On December 17th, earlier in the morning, a body was discovered in a downtown parking lot near the city hall. The victim appears to have been shot. After initial forensic checks, it was determined that the victim, a man in his 30s, bled to death after receiving a gunshot wound to the chest. The police believe that he was murdered elsewhere roughly 2 days before, and that he was moved to the parking lot soon after being murdered." My God, this is about my dad. Is this really part of the truth of 25 years ago? So the sender of this letter is trying to say that if I locate the Scarlet Star, I'll also be able to close the case surrounding my dad's death. Huh? Staring at the page, I notice that the T's are higher than the other letters. I wonder if this is the same as the original order sheet I received. I thought so. The T's are higher here as well. So whatever the typewriter that they're using is slightly, the keys for the T are off. That pretty much confirms that these two letters were typed on the same typewriter. Who could have written it? Someone's dangling the truth 25 years ago in front of my face. Who would do that? Most likely two were sat in the seat today. Maybe Claire can shed some light on who that was. I've got some questions, Claire. You remember every single person that comes in here at every single time, do you? Claire, can I ask you something?
Sure, what is it?
Did anyone sit at that table today?
Yeah, there was someone.
Who was it?
Well, let me think.
Is it coming back to you?
Oh, right. I remember both Charles and Dylan sitting there.
Charles, huh? Is Charles in charge?
There must have been another customer sat there too, but I can't remember his side.
Well, they weren't part of the plot, so we're going to ignore them. I see.
But tell me, Mr. Hyde, why are you so interested?
No reason, just curious.
Okay, if you say so.
Claire finishes talking and moves away from me. Might be wise to have a chat with both of them. Alright, let's go to the third floor, because both Charles and Dylan are on the third floor, so... So why not? Gotta see what those fellas are doing. Did Dylan write it because he was interested in the case and just dug too deep, or is it the mysterious mysterious Charles, which we don't really know much about other than being a director or whatever? Let's go talk to Charles first since he's closest. Hey, have you got a moment? Oh, Mr. Hyde. I've got something I want to ask you. Did you take a trip to the cafe today? Yes, I did. Did you sit at table B near the counter? Yes, but why are you asking me about what I sat? So was it you, Charles? Did you stick the envelope to the underside of the table? I have no idea what you're talking about, Mr. Hyde. Please explain yourself. So you really have no idea? Please, Mr. Hyde. Do you have a reason to doubt what I'm telling you? Well, I just wanted to ask. Are you sure you're telling me the truth? How do you expect me to answer when I have no idea what you're talking about? So, was it you who stuck the envelope to the underside of the table at the cafe? How many times do I have to tell you? I have no idea what you're saying. I see. Did you see anyone at the table before you sat there? Yes, there was someone. Who was it? It was Dylan from 304. Okay. When I arrived at the cafe, he was already there. After you left the table, I sat down there. Do you understand, Mr. Hyde? I really don't know anything about any envelope. Oh, by the way, if you sold Charles anything, he, the glue or whatever, Kyle mentions it to him before the conversation, by the way. I guess you don't. Sorry for getting on your case like that. I'm glad to see you finally see sense. Goodbye, Mr. Hyde. Charles goes back inside his room. So it must have been Dylan who placed the envelope under the table. I'm gonna get some answers from him. Alright, back out. Now we go to room 304. Alright, this handyman seems to be a handyman in everything, it seems like. Huh? Room 306 door is open. Oh, it's Will again.
Well, hello there, Mr. Hyde.
Oh, it's you.
Well, this is the last place I expect to bump into you. What brings you out this way?
Nothing much. I sometimes come up to the third floor to call on people.
Well, then, that explains it. I had no idea we're on good terms with the residents of this floor. Tell me, it would be Dylan from 304 that you come to see, wouldn't it?
Maybe. What if it is?
I hate to give out unwanted advice, Mr. Hyde, but you should keep your wits about you when dealing with him.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
He seems to have an unhealthy obsession with acquiring information on other tenants. His pretense is that he's doing work on behalf of Mrs. Patrice, but he takes advantage of this and tends to monitor the tenants' movements. I speak from experience, Mr. Hyde. I've seen his type before. I advise you to keep well away from him if you know what's good for you. Oh, but I'm sorry. Listen to me talking your ear off. I really must be going, Mr. Hyde. Farewell.
Will moves away and heads down the stairs.
Hey, Mr. Hyde.
Huh?
I noticed you were chatting to Mr. White just now.
Yeah, that's right.
What were you talking about?
Nothing, just greeting each other.
Really sound like a very long greeting then.
Yeah, we don't see each other that often.
Are you sure that's all you did? As far as I know, you and Mr. White didn't even know each other before. It just seems strange that you spend so much time with a person you barely knew.
Listen, Dylan.
Were you trying to eavesdrop again? Eavesdrop?
You have a nasty habit of always being around when people are talking. How many times you've been conveniently located nearby while I'm having a conversation? It's happened once too often for my liking.
It's not all that.
I think it's time you came clean, Dylan.
I haven't got anything to come clean about.
You really expect me to believe that?
Well,
speak up, I can't hear you.
I really haven't got anything to tell you.
Spit it out, now. Why are you trying to listen in on my conversations? ...
Please tell me what you think I've done, Mr. Hyde. I don't take too kindly with being accused without good reasons.
You what? Dylan looks dumbstruck as he returns to his room. Did he just lock the door on me? Hey, get back here, you coward. Who is it? I can hear Dylan's voice ring out from within the room. It's me, Kyle Hyde. I don't want anything to do with you. Dylan, we need to talk now. Open this door. Go away. Leave me alone. Damn it, Dylan. Damn it, Kyle. Oh, wait, never mind. Open the damn door. ... Dylan! Dylan! I can't do Arnold Schwarzenegger. I hear the footsteps of somebody approaching from down the hallway. Yeah, it's Frank. Would you kindly keep the noise down? I mean, why would you want to make such noise outside a person's room at this hour? You're being just a nuisance to everyone. I got business to take care of with Dylan, but he refused to open the door. And what is the business you have to have with him then? Has he done something? It's between me and him. Huh? Suddenly the door to 304 swings open. Oh, hello, Mr. Hyde. I didn't know you were still here. What do you mean you didn't know? That's nothing for you to worry about, Mr. Raver. My buzzer's busted. I can't always hear when a guest arrives. I see, so is the buzzer. You spend so much time fixing other people's things, maybe you neglected your own. Frank makes his way back to his room. Come in, we can talk inside. About time, too. Alright, what's going on here, Mr. Dylan? Have we gone through Dylan's room before? Yeah, we have. For some reason, I had a derp moment, so. Listen, Dylan, what do you want with me? Why'd you suddenly decide to open the door and let me in? Simple, I didn't want Mr. Raver to start jumping to the wrong conclusions, that's why. You know he used to be a detective, he'd just go around poking his nose in. I noticed that you use the word detective a lot when we talk, Dylan. Do I? Can't say I've noticed. It may be only a hunch, but are you fixated on me and Mr. Raver because you're really into cops and the lifestyle that goes with it? Exactly. Then maybe you'd like to tell me why you're so keen on monitoring those other tenants. It's natural, everyone likes to know what other people get up to. Well, not weirdos like you. Or people that follow social media 24/7. That's all it is. I'm not some sort of stalker, you know. Yeah, say that out loud doesn't make you a stalker. Dylan, you went to Lucky's Cafe today, right? Yeah, I went down there. So you'll know all about the letter I found there, too? Letter? What letter? The one that was attached to the underside of table B? Oh, right, that letter. That letter? So he does know about it. Just as I suspected. Tell me everything you know about that letter. I don't know anything about it. Don't lie to me. You put it there, didn't you? You think I put it there? You bet your ass I do. What's so funny? Listen to yourself and your stories. My stories? Yeah, they're amusing. So what did the envelope have inside of it? Was it some sort of clue or something? Dylan? Come on, Mr. Hyde, what I have inside? You can tell me, I can keep a secret. Come on. I don't know about that, but... Dylan? Okay. Let's see. Whoops. I didn't mean to actually hit on him. I didn't mean to actually talk to him on that, so whoops. I meant to ignore him. What are you trying to hide? I beg your pardon? Are you working for someone else? Mister, I really don't know what you're talking about. Try to pull a fast one on me? I'm not trying to do anything of the sort. I'm not working with anyone. More importantly, so what did the envelope have inside? Was it some sort of clue or something? Dylan? Come on, Mr. Hyde, what I have inside? You can tell me, I can keep a secret. Come on. Yeah, let's ignore him. Sorry, I didn't mean to actually hit, that was an accident, so. ... Please, Mr. Hyde. ... Can't you just give me a hint? You can tell me something about what you found, can't you? Give it a rest, Dylan. I've already had it. I've just about had it with you. We're through talking. Huh? What'd I do? I must have made a mistake. I'm sorry I gave you the wrong impression. Didn't mean to get you excited over nothing. ... I'll catch you later, Dylan. Well, that's just like how the others act. They treat me like I'm some sort of idiot. They think I don't know anything. Dylan? But they're wrong, Mr. Hyde. I know lots of things. Such as? Like I knew that there was a letter stuck under that table. So you do know something. Who left it there? Tell me. Sorry, even I don't know that. Shame. If you knew that, maybe we could have talked some more. Mr. Hyde? Why are you so keen to find out about that letter anyway? Forget it, Dylan. We got no more to discuss. The letter may not have had a sender, but I know it didn't come from you. Huh? The letter didn't have a sender? Mr. Hyde? Are you telling me that you received an unmarked letter too? What are you trying to say? I'm trying to say, did you receive a threatening letter as well? He knows something, I'm sure of it. Yeah, who's being threatened? Who's being threatened? Maybe you should just forget if I said anything. Too late for that. Dylan, is someone in this apartment being threatened? Damn, I didn't want to tell anybody. Who is it? I can't say. Tell me. It's her. Miss Patrice. She's being threatened? Yeah, that's right. Why would someone want to threaten her? I haven't got a clue. But I can tell you for a fact somebody's doing just that. There I go, running my mouth again off it. Now what am I going to do? I really didn't want to tell anyone about the threat. I'm begging you, Mr. Hyde, please don't breathe a word of this to anyone. How do you know about the threats to Max? I came across it one day. Came across it how? I got into Miss Patrice's room to fix something, and there was a phone call. I can tell you that the phone call in question was definitely threatening. It only lasted a short time before cutting off, too. Miss Patrice's face turned pale and her hands began to shake. From that point on, I made it my job to look over her. It was also from that time that unmarked letters and packages began to arrive. Not long after that phone call, Miss Patrice had made her decision to sell this place. So does Mags even know that there were witnesses to the threat? Has she mentioned it at all? I don't think she registered that I was there. I just kept quiet as a mouse. Hey. Yeah. Do you think it'd be bad if she knew? Of course I did. If she knew that I overheard that phone call, she'd certainly stop asking me to perform all those little maintenance jobs around here. Not only that, I'm sure she'd have made me leave way before we all vacate. She's that kind of person. I know plenty of her secrets, Mr. Hyde. I'm not just talking about the threat. Well, I guess that's what happens when you're inconspicuous, huh? What kind of things do you know? The stuff about the past. I could tell you things, Mr. Hyde. Things about Miss Patrice's past. Then enlighten me. Everyone has a past already, but hers is more interesting than most. I know you don't exactly trust me, Mr. Hyde, but I can assure you I did not send any unmarked letters. I want you to believe me. I'm not the sort of person who goes around threatening others. Is that so? It is. If you think it'll help you solve this mystery, I'll tell you about Mrs. Patrice's secrets. On one condition, though. You share with me what you found in that letter. So we got a deal? I'll think about it. I've got somewhere to be. I make my way out of Dylan's room. Why'd Dylan have to go and set me off with all that talk of secrets and stuff? And Mags, could she be connected in some way? Connected to the incident that happened all those years ago? ... I think it's time I gathered my thoughts about all that's happened. Yep, chapter end. Yep. December 22nd. Ed woke me up with a phone call in the morning. He said he was willing to take me back to work for Red Crown, but on one condition. What do you want me to do? Sell some items. Sell items to 2 tenants. Right, that's what he said. He told me to sell items to 2 people in this building, then get him on the phone. Once I completed his task, I called him to let him know. I also took the opportunity to discuss the mysterious order sheet I'd received. Ed eventually agreed to let me pursue the order and try to locate the Scarlet Star. He went on to tell me the reason why the police had reopened my dad's case. He said the case had been reopened due to a connection with a crime syndicate called Nile. Yeah, we heard about them in the first game. Right, it was called Nile. Nile was a crime syndicate Bradley was investigating undercover 4 years ago. Exactly how the syndicate was connected to my dad's death was something that neither I nor Ed could imagine. When Frank came to collect the cassette tape I got from Tony, I asked him why he was so keen on investigating what happened 13 years ago. Instead of answering, he gave me a picture and said to stay away from the people in it. I recognized 2 people in the photo. One was Mary and the other was Rex Foster. Right. It was a picture showing a scene at a funeral. There was a much younger Rex among the other attendees. It seems that Rex knew about Mary 13 years ago, and that's one of the things I intend to investigate from now on. On the message left on my answering machine, the recipient of the case was revealed. Information on the reward, I was told to look under table B in Lucky's Cafe. When I did so, I found that someone had attached an envelope under the table. In addition to the letter that explained what the reward was, there was something else. The other item was an old newspaper extract. Right. There was an extract from an old newspaper inside the envelope. It contained the story surrounding the case where my dad was killed. The letter said that the reward for finding the item was the truth of 25 years ago. This was an offer that certainly got me thinking. When I reread the letter, I noticed something unusual about the typography, whatever. I applied some pressure to Dylan when asking about the unmarked letter. He said that he didn't know anything about it. He went on to say that there was someone in the building who received a threat. The person who received the threat was Max. Right. Dylan told me that someone had issued a threat towards Max. Dylan also said that that in exchange for information on the unmarked letter, he would share some more of the secrets he knew about Mrs. Patrice. I wasn't ready to commit to anything at that moment, so I left. Now there are even more mysteries surfacing in the building. I have to deliver the missing items to whoever is responsible for Kathy McGrath's murder. The reward for finding it is the truth of 25 years ago. I can't stop wondering what the sender of that order sheet really wants. I'm gonna find out by unraveling this mystery. Who in this apartment had a part to play in the past, events that happened in the past? What little I'd managed to put together in my head come apart. I have to start again and try to uncover the whole truth behind what happened 25 years ago. Oh, by the way, for those who want me to read the novel, I'm going to save it for the end of the game because you unlock something if you don't mess with the novel at all. Well, you can mess with the novel, but there's some like end of chapter stuff you can do. But I'm going to wait till the end of the game to actually do that. So, what the main part is it's synopsis or it's a synopsis of the chapter. But there's something else you can learn about the chapters. But if you learn it, you don't get a little extra thing at the end of the game. Just not to spoil anything right now, but. Anyway, let's look at Chapter 5. We were able to get our sell on as we sold some stuff. And Dylan now has told us the big secret there. What will we find out? Who's doing what? What more mysteries do the tenants have to offer? Find out next time in Chapter 6, The Last Windows, The Secret of Cape West. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.